Amid all this ongoing and with the videos emerging of death and devastation in Afghanistan, there is still hope. There was one woman, lone woman, leading a protest in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. She held her country's flag with her. She led the protest amid the threats already with her. Now remember, till now, her identity was unknown, but we managed to track her down. Her name is Bayat. She's now joining me on India Today. She has decided to speak up. She's decided to tell us about the courage that she was showing just a few days ago. And importantly, remember, she's joining us from an undisclosed location in Afghanistan because she's already, ever since, been receiving death threats in Afghanistan for standing up and challenging the Taliban. Crystal, what is giving so much bravery and courage to young Afghans like you to come out on the streets in Kabul, in other cities as well, and protest while the brutal Taliban are taking over? Crystal.
Thank you. We wanted to show the Taliban and that Afghanistan and its people have changed. You all have to change, and you have to forget your extremist thoughts and beliefs. We are unavailable from our rights and freedoms. How long we should be afraid from Taliban? We have to face this group and see that they have changed. They have changed is another matter. But as I faced with them, the Taliban's not changed. Taliban are the Talibans of 1997s with a narrow mind.
So when you decided to come out on the streets in Afghanistan, you were seen protesting. You had an Afghan flag in your hand. What are the risks involved presently for brave people like you there in the country who have decided to continue holding the Afghanistan flag in your hand and also come out on the streets and show a message there to the Taliban?
Well, as up to now, it's illegal that they are raising their group flag. That it's a group flag. It's not a national flag or our country's flag. We went to Tapi Wazir Akbar Khan to raise our flag and our Independence Day and celebrate our independence. So they didn't allow us, though I was knowing that they might shoot on me. But I accept all these challenges, and I went there and I talked with them face to face that we have this right. But unfortunately, they behave in such a way that they told me, you're a woman, you're a lady, you have to stay at home.
Yes.
So I told them that we have the right to come out and we have to take part in all spheres of the society. And they said, you're in a wrong way. So I didn't accept them. And then I continue, and we came on the streets and by giving slangs of Zindabad Afghanistan. So long life to Afghanistan. And unfortunately, we were on the way and they shoot on us. So my
some of your friends, yes, did they receive injuries?
Yes, they received injuries, and they shot it on us, and they came and they beat our driver very badly. So this is I'm very hopeless to say this, that still they didn't change their mindset, and they are not allowing us to use from our fundamental rights. We don't have the rights to even speak with them. While speaking with them, they just, if you are not speaking in their favors, they just shoot on you. And this is very disgusting for the people of Afghanistan, and it's not tolerable for them.
What do you want to say?
It's not only my words that I'm sharing with you guys. It's the voice of more than 1 million Crystal. 1 million ladies are here to raise their voice. But because of their dictatorship system, no one is able to come out and they do such protests. I'm pretty sure that hundreds and thousands of Afghan women want to raise the same way, same voice.
How are the women in Afghanistan reacting to a seeming assurance by those men that women will be allowed to work, we will not be like we were earlier? Do the women believe it while we have visuals of faces being blackened outside beauty salons? What do you say to that assurance coming in?
This by itself, this such stupid actions that they are taking against the woman. The woman of Afghanistan is more empowered than the woman of 1997. We are not the woman of 1997. We become more empowered and we want to take part in society, whether it's in a political, whether it's in economical, or whether it's in art and commercial affairs. They want to do such things, but women of Afghanistan will not keep silent against this. So the international communities and other women who are out of Afghanistan, they must to raise their voice for the safety and for the rights of Afghan women who are suffering from the Taliban.
Have women like you been receiving threats lately? Because you have spoken up, many others have as well, specifically some of the television presenters who've been taken off air. Do you think that this is leading to, have you received any of the threats right now there in Afghanistan?
Yes, especially while in the protest, they said it's better that for your safety, you have to keep quiet. And I said, if I keep quiet today, my future will spoil. We women of Afghanistan have millions of dreams. We give much sacrifice. The bleeding. We had a bleeding last 2 decades. We have given sacrifice lots of young generation. And we fought for this. We fought for this, and we earned we have lots of achievements now. At any cost, we're gonna not go back. So I request the Taliban that they should change their mindset. They should treat the women of Afghanistan equally to the men. Even as a woman activist, I want to tell you that even men are suffering from Taliban. Recently, they have given the rules like the women cannot come out of the home without birth. Everything is forced in Afghanistan by Taliban, and this is what the people of Afghanistan doesn't want to, that the Taliban should lead them.
Crystal, you tell us, what is the mood on ground? We see these heartbreaking visuals of men clinging to US aircraft, falling to death. We see young, desperate Afghan parents forced to give away their infant children to soldiers or to anyone who's probably leaving Afghanistan for a safe life. What impact does that have clearly on the people on the ground who are unable to leave for now?
By the time they announced that most of the countries accept the Afghan refugees, so they just run because in Afghanistan the economic crisis, despite war, there is economic crisis. All the shops are closed. People are suffering. People have no food. They have to go. They need food. They need a survival. They don't have a mobile. These people who are around the airport are most of people who came from the States. There was a bomb strike in most of the states of Afghanistan. So they become displaced and they came to Kabul. Now they heard this and they are going to the airport and anything, but
nothing.
This is something that they're gonna not come out of the airport also. And all they can do is they just sacrifice. They are giving their lives. They have to come back, but the international community must help them.
So what is your message? What is your message as an Afghan woman, as an Afghan citizen to the outside world that is presently watching the horror that is unfolding there, back home there in your country?
As an Afghan woman, as an Afghan, I would like to request the international community and all countries around the world and the people and its people that please do not let that Afghans suffer anymore. And from the international communities and agencies, I would like to ask that please continue your humanitarian aids. People are suffering. And I want from the superpowers countries that they should decide and that which government going to rule Afghanistan, because we don't have any government right now. And everyone is free in Afghanistan. They shoot on the people and they kill the people. They came and inside of the home and they start their investigation. We don't know which party they are. They took the money, they took your car, and there is no government that we should plan against it. Please stop it and take care of Afghanistan. As these countries were in good days, they should stand on bad days also.
Just one final question before I let you go. The fear, the threats, all of that surround you. Do you also perhaps want support of other men and women around you? Specifically, do you think younger women need to come out with you? Have they come out in support already? Or do you think that the fear may just continue for a long time?
No, especially the women activists and the human rights activists, they are under serious threat that no one is putting attention. Those, they know someone, they came out of the country. But there are most of the women, especially in Kabul, they are under threat. As Taliban kidnapped one ladies from our group.
Yes.
Her name was Miss Mazari. So now she is she is with Taliban, and no one can ask justice for her. So I would like to ask all the international communities and the women activists out of Afghanistan that they should stand beside us, and they should. We need help. We are under the threat. We have to come out of Afghanistan. With this terrorist group, we cannot live together. And there are the main activists that their lives are also under threats.
Okay.
There is no protection of rights and their lives of a woman in Afghanistan.
I appreciate you. I admire you for your courage and bravery. I cannot even imagine the effort that you have to put in really to even stand on the streets right now while the threat is looming large. Crystal Bayat, thank you so much for speaking to India today, and I hope what you have said reaches out to not only just within India but to the international community as well. Thank you so much for speaking to me. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Thank you, Crystal Bayat. And an evidence there that if Afghanistan will be saved, it will be due to these brave young women of that country. Moving on now. Kabul Airport, remember, has been witnessing crazy rush with people trying to escape as much as possible. They are literally flooding the airport. There's a desperate bid to flee the country. Afghans and nationals are thronging the airport to escape the barbaric Taliban rule. Remember, there have been heartbreaking visuals of parents, young parents, even giving away their infant children to the soldiers of US or UK who are inside the airport. And all these devastating visuals, even with regard to firing that has been heard at the airport as people try to enter. Take a look at this ground report by our colleague Naveed Sultani.
You see, by this the main door of military door for the foreign persons. The low crush of people, the Kabul, when the Taliban is capturing the Kabul, they are coming here, escape from the Kabul. And the military of foreign persons, American and Afghan National Army, they're firing for the peoples. And you see all people, women, children, and guys, everyone came from our home. They want to escape from here. Some guys say we didn't live from the Taliban's flag. Naveed Sultani, India Today, Kabul. Lots of people, he stand here, what he are doing and what he want today, he came here. بابا چرا اینجا آمدی؟ ولی رقله چه شکلی بتا؟ بخاطر چی آمدی؟
نه بخاطر ازی آمدی نیکار از افغانستان بودیم
He said 20 years I worked in Afghanistan for the peace. Now I am jobless, I am poor. Today I want to leave my country because there's a lot of danger for myself. He said I don't want to live here because the Taliban, when captured the Kabul, they have a lot of risk on his family. He wants to leave Afghanistan by the National Army identity card. He left Afghanistan.
And remember, what is happening in Afghanistan is not an isolated event. The ripple effects are being witnessed here within India as well. Afghans right now residing as refugees in the country are rushing at different embassies of different countries. They are pleading outside these various embassies for an asylum. They are desperate. They are saying they will be killed if they will be forced to head back to their native country. My colleague Anisha Mathur, Milan Sharma with this ground report. A tragedy beyond anyone's comprehension. Afghanistan is in a state of chaos. These images tell you why. This man has been caught by a Taliban fighter. His only crime is that he carried Afghanistan's national flag in his vehicle. Now, his fate is not known anymore. Such search and arrest operations have become common. Here is a man being attacked with a weapon by a Taliban terrorist. Visuals like these that are shocking to us have now become normal in Afghanistan. As the situation turns from bad to worse with each passing day, Afghans who had come to India for education, jobs or travel now have only one question on their mind. What will happen if they were to return home?
मैं शख्सन दुगलात करता था कमर में ज़मीन छोड़ चौधरी नहीं पूछी
इनने बोला 20 साल उन पुराने वक्त में ना क्या कहते वैसे ही सबको मारते हैं वुमेन्स को क्या कहते हैं सड़क में घूमने नहीं देते और एक दिन उनके पीठ में भी कमर में लात मारा क्योंकि इनने वाइट कपड़ा और शूज पहना था
हम यहाँ पे इसीलिए आए हैं कि वी आर एक्सेप्टेड तो हमें यहाँ से ये लोग क्यों बाहर नहीं निकाल रहे जब सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमें थर्ड कंट्री भिजवाना चाहते हैं हम सारे कंट्रीज ने अपने आप ही मांग किया हुआ है कि हम अफगानियों का सपोर्ट करेंगे तो अभी यूनिसियार कहाँ है वो अपना काम क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं
Like them, many Afghans are knocking doors from the UNHRC to embassies of various countries. But for now, to little avail.
फिलहाल देखिए एक तरीके से इनको यहाँ से हटाया जा रहा है सबको क्योंकि यहाँ पर एम्बेसी के बाहर इनकी कोई सुनवाई नहीं हो रही है और इसी तरीके से जिनसे हम बात कर रहे थे उन्होंने कहा कि उनके पति अफगानिस्तान में थे काबुल में थे काफ़ी महीनों से गायब रहे और अभी तक उनका कोई पता नहीं चल पा रहा है
The Afghan in India have one main request. They want refugee cards to be made to ensure that they are not deported to Afghanistan. With Milan Sharma and Anisha Mathur in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today. Not just a humanitarian crisis, there's also an economic crisis now brewing within the country. Remember, the dry fruit industry in India thrives primarily because of what's being developing in Afghanistan. The dry fruits that come from Afghanistan into India are now currently facing trade issues. Take a look at this ground report, how the dry fruit industry has been impacted in the country.
The deteriorating political situation in Afghanistan in the wake of Taliban's takeover has led to a spike in prices of dry fruits sold in India ahead of the festive season. Traders are worried as they don't know when supply will be restored. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations says that supply chain disruption can hurt traders as well as consumers.
Imports from Afghanistan is concerned, that comes through the transit route of Pakistan, and as of now, Taliban has stopped any movement of cargo from Afghanistan to Pakistan. So virtually the import side has been stopped.
The price of almonds has gone up from 650 rupees per kg to 1050 per kg. Apricot prices have soared from 350 rupees per kg to 700 rupees per kg. Pistachio prices have also gone up from 1800 rupees per kg to 2400 per kg. Prices of walnuts and raisins have also gone up exponentially. Traders at New Delhi's Khari Bauri, the biggest dry fruit market in the capital, say the situation is worrisome and it's leading to skyrocketing prices.
ये अंजीर अफगानिस्तान से आती है और अभी इसकी फ़िलहाल नई क्रॉप आने वाली थी जो कि अभी हिंदुस्तान में नहीं पहुंच पाई है। कुछ पहुंची थी लेकिन उसके बाद सारा इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट आज की डेट में बंद हो चुका है और जो भी स्टॉक इस पुराने स्टॉक रख के बैठे हुए हैं उनको भी नहीं पता किस प्राइस पे क्या चीज़ सेल करनी है।
Not just traders, the common man too is bearing the brunt of this supply chain disruption.
ये ड्राई फ्रूट लेता हूँ क्योंकि वी आर बेसिकली सीनियर सिटीज़न, तो डॉक्टर्स भी रिकमेंड करते हैं उसी तरीके से कि बादाम के 10 दाने खा लो, थोड़ा अखरोट खा लो, थोड़े अंजीर ले लो, तो उस तरीके से महीने के लेने के लिए आते हैं। लेकिन अभी जस्ट मैंने अभी इनसे चीज़ें डलवाई हैं तो चीज़ों के भाव इस तरीके से ऊपर हो गए हैं कि आम आदमी के लिए बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा इस तरीके से।
The traders don't know when these dry fruits will come to the country next. They are only hoping for the Indian government and the Taliban to come to a trade agreement very soon. This will impact you and I because we will have to shell out more for some things which we eat daily. For Indians, things like almonds, figs, walnuts, all these things they eat daily. And with prices skyrocketing, the traders are fearful that the prices will increase in months to come too. This is Ishwara Paliwal reporting from New Delhi with camera person Sanjay Kumar.